right, folks, thank you for joining me on The Lookout Guy. I'm Michael Tobin, your Lookout Guy. And hopefully you got a chance to look at the 25-minute train watching video from Mormon Rock in the Inland Empire in Southern California, where 3 major earthquakes intersect. A place called the Cajon Pass. Look up Mormon Rock. It'll tell you all about the 3 major earthquake faults. The San Andreas Fault, San Gabriel Fault, and another fault intersect right where I was walking at, and watching trains go by in either direction. So hopefully you get a chance to watch that video. And coming up are my friends 3 Days in the Grave. It's the 31st of January 2021 right now, and I got to see them Friday the 29th, and you're going to love it. And it has been recorded in Dolby. Here's 3 Days in the Grave.
Yeah. Okay. We live in Ghost Town. Anyway, that's on the other side, past the Banning Park. Pastor of the church I go to, when he was pre-Jesus day, said he used to get some really good drugs out of there. Yeah. All right, so we are 3 Days in the Grave. We are going to play you some music, but before we play, we just invite Jesus right now to just bless each person in the place. And we thank you for your love and your mercy, Lord. And we thank you for all that you do and all that you've provided for us. And you know, things are getting really crazy, and they're getting ready to be crazier. But you know what? You're in control no matter what. You're in control of my life no matter what. Joe Biden's not in charge of my life. INS is not in charge of my life. He tries to
take this down just a tiny bit, my mic. Down.
He tries to be my best player. But I'm thankful that, you know, God's in control, still on the throne.
Okay. 1, 2.
And he has the final say in everything that happens in the world. And so the people who are in darkness, they want it, more darkness. The people who were blind want it, more blindness. They're getting what they wanted. And we're just kind of caught in the crossfire, basically. And I just ask that, you know, each person will just, you know, thank you for having us again. And thank you for showing up.
Running
throws that fix together. Because it's been such a long time since we've played together, man. We haven't even been rehearsing. So, welcome to our rehearsal. So, I'm thankful though. Like I said, again, I'm thankful for Grace Grubin coming on and being a part of this. Last time that we jammed with you, it was really cool. And the last time we couldn't play, I was glad that I invited you because at least we didn't leave Angel City hanging. Thank you for that too, man. That was such a blessing. And you guys are a blessing, man. Just know that. And the fact that you guys are in recovery is a blessing, Just, you know what? I'm here playing music, and I'm serving the Lord, and no drug touches this. Jesus reached out to me and pulled me out of the gutter. I'm sure everybody else here can relate to that, except Howard.
I pulled Howard out too. That's all right.
Oh, okay. But, he was always reaching out to the less fortunate, and they were always, receiving his love, because he had real love. It's the religious people who didn't have too much of that. The same thing happens today. There's a lot of people who get turned off by the church because they don't have Jesus living in them. They have a form of godliness, but deny the power thereof. Mary Magdalene was one of those people that God grabbed Saul. When everybody else was just using and abusing her, he loved her for real. So this song is called Mary Magdalene. Go You know, when I think about God's love and how much love He's shown on us and how much grace He's shown on us, man. For God so loved the world, He gave His only begotten Son, that whosoever would believe in Him would not perish but have everlasting life. So I got that going for me, you know. I got everlasting life going for me. So that was really cool, you know. And if I don't wake up tomorrow morning, I was glad that the last night that I had on the planet, I was doing music. I wanted to be a musician since I was 5 years old, you know, and God's allowed it to come around, and it's here. So this song is called My Love for You. One, two, three, four. I have a little kid that I'm teaching how to play guitar. And his dad says he turns the video on all the time and walks around the house going, Jesus! So, that was pretty cool. And the funny thing is he's from Iran. He grew up in a Muslim house and then he ended up becoming a Christian sometime after. Him and I were able, before they really closed things down in Iran, through a couple of pastors that I know, we were able to get some Christians out of there who had gotten baptized before the regime, really cracked down and had them killed. So I thought, you know what, God, you're really good. You've opened up doors for me to be able to reach people that I never thought I'd be able to reach. What's the most important thing to most people besides breathing and living and, besides eating? A lot of people want a big house, but, even the rich people right now are finding that their riches didn't keep them from COVID. So, gold can't buy eternal life. about Jesus. Seriously. Yeah. But, lately, because I've been working in the hospital, and I find myself praying in every room I walk into. And I've actually gotten a chance to pray with this one patient who was on the way to the hospital. She was having an internal bleeding issue. And when I was finished, I said, you know what, I'm really glad that God put me here today to be his hand extended to you. We really need at all times to look for any moment that we can share Jesus with people and really honestly be his hand extended. I'm going to take a quick drink, excuse me. I'm going to introduce the band to you right now. On the drums, I've known this dude since 1985. Long time, man. He was practically a little boy. He doesn't think so, though. He was 16, I was 21. So I felt like this big dude.
He kind of still is.
He's a bigger little boy now. Oh, speaking of the little boy, there's the big Bob's big boy right there. Interesting. All right. Interesting. But I gave up playing rock and roll for nearly 18 years. And I ended up running into him again. And we were doing this acoustic coffee shop gig then. And one day he decided to drag me into a room full of musicians, and I got the bug back finally. So we've been playing ever since 2011 together, doing rock and stuff. And then Greg here on the bass ended up coming along a bit later and was only supposed to be with the band for, a couple of weeks while my other bassist got better. My other bassist walks up to him and says, "Hey man, why don't you join that band?" And the rest is history. And I was
like, "What about you, man?" And he's like,
well, and I said, "You know what? That's cool." And God had a plan and a purpose.
I agree.
He hesitantly is, thinking about that still. Does he really want to be here?
I've been kind of tossing it around for about almost 6 years now.
I keep calling him and he keeps showing up. So as long as that keeps happening, then that's what we'll do. But thinking about the one who created you is what this song is. that song a little bit. We have a guitar player that we hang out with online. He lives in Pakistan.
Maybe we can screen him here.
We can screen him here maybe and have him doing the lead part.
Gotta figure out how to do that technology.
Yeah, that's it.
That whole technology stuff.
This guy from Pakistan screened on the wall.
That would be really awesome, actually. You know, and the thing is that this guy from Pakistan actually ended up reaching out to us because he liked the message of our music and he liked the things that we were doing. He liked his hat.
We liked our hats.
Yeah.
He liked Jane's hat, really. He wanted my hat.
And he wanted Gene's hat. The one with the skull on it, right? But no, honestly, you know, we struggle through life, man, just trying to find our way. And it's like, we look in all these different places, and we run away from the very place that we can have peace and freedom. And we buy the lie that the enemy tells us, saying that we have freedom in sex and drugs and rock and roll. Those things only cause more problems and heartaches and things. The song's called Gateway to Hell. Started on a way to escape your pain. Now there's no way out. Voices in your head driving you insane. All you can do is shout. Running out the door of your own device. Yeah, there's one who holds the key. Now you lost control. Now hold your soul. It's your living back now. Now you lost control. Now hold your soul. It's your living back now. It's your gateway to hell. yes, salvation's only one. God, He died for you and for me. God, He died to set you free. Throw down on the floor. Throw down on the floor. He's a living man. All right, so.
Ricola?
Recall. It's really a lot like sorry about that. You know what? God gave us a gift, and we're gonna do this as our last song. No? What time is it?
8:05.
Yeah, let's go. The song's called The Gift. will be the last song that's been coming up, and it's called Turn On the Light. All right. Again.
There it is over there.
Bless everybody, give them traveling mercies, and thank you for everyone who came out. And I pray that you will bless Grace Groove and thank you for coming out, guys.
You have no messages in your mailbox. Main menu.
From now on, you are Andrea, the Count of Cavalcanti.
Am I?
You are the son of Major Bartolomeo di Cavalcanti, a descendant of the Cavalcanti whose names are inscribed in the Golden Book of Florence. You are very rich.
Good. I spend a lot of money, of course.
Of course. You will take apartments which I have selected for you on the Faubourg. You will have 3 servants. You will purchase a carriage, go to Baltiste for it, the horses from Devedeux. You will pay court to a beautiful young girl. I wish you to do it expensively. For the next few weeks, when you're not with her, you will be seen everywhere with me.
Ah, the Count accompanies the Count.
Precisely. Now, what is your name?
The Count of Cavalcanti. Count de Cristo.
Well, what did we do yesterday? Yesterday.
All the dolls feel like the same doll these days.
I know. Like, is today Monday or Tuesday? Today is Thursday.
Captain, there's really something I don't understand about all this, and maybe you can explain it to me, logically, of course. When you jettisoned the fuel and you ignited it, you knew that there was virtually no chance of being seen, yet you did it anyhow. And that would seem to me to be an act of desperation.
Quite correct, Captain.
Now, we all know, and I'm sure that Doctor will agree with me, that desperation is a highly emotional state of mind. How does your well-known logic explain that?
Quite simply, Captain. I examined the problem from all angles, and it was plainly hopeless. Logic informed me that, under the circumstances, the only possible action would have to be one of desperation. Logical decision, logically arrived at.
I see. You mean you reasoned that it was time for an emotional outburst?
Well, I wouldn't put it in exactly those terms, Captain, but those are essentially the facts.
You're not going to admit that for the first time in your life, you committed a purely human, emotional act?
No, sir.
Mr. Spock, you're a stubborn man.
Yes, sir.